What up, YouTube? So hopefully today's video comes out a little better audio quality. I've got my headset in, so I've got the mic right here next to me, so hopefully it picks up the audio better. So a couple days ago I got a comment on one of my other videos about did I resolve my Camp Stove 2 overheating issues. Yes, I did, which is going to lead into today's video. Today's video is going to be about troubleshooting the Biolite camp stoves. So I'm going to start with the first gen because I have over the years had a few minor issues with it. Just for those of you who haven't seen it, this is the first gen. The main issue that I've had with this one has been overfilling. I have pushed this to its limits just to see how full I could get this thing and still have it run. And I've actually had it filled all the way to the top rim, all the way up here above those air vents. And that caused a problem just because the heat probe could not get hot enough to register there was a fire in it. So I had to let it burn down a little bit, and then it kicked on and it worked fine. Other than that, I've never had an overheating issue with this one. I have ran this one in temperatures ranging from the upper 30s, low 40s, all the way up to well over 100 degrees outside. Ambient temperature of the day. I think the highest I've ran it was in 105 over this past summer, because I had already started something on the second one. It didn't work, and I'll get into that in a second. This one has been a champ as far as being able to use it in more extreme temperatures. The lower the temperature, the better this thing is going to do with producing electricity. The colder air that's being taken in through the fan, through these vents right here, the more heat difference there is in the little pad that's inside of that part right in there, the better, more efficiently it's going to produce electricity. So that being said, onto the second gen, because this one I've had, if you guys follow my videos, you guys know I've had quite a few issues with this one. The heat probe is a lot bigger and a lot higher up in this one. However, because it's thicker, getting it hot, same issue with the other one. Overfilling and getting that hot has been an issue. Recommendation is, I don't know, hopefully you guys can see it. There's two sets of rings of the air vents. There's one there and then one there. Do not fill above that that first line in those top two. And you want to try to start your fire directly under that heat probe. That being said, that resolves any issue of overfilling with this one. And same goes for this one as the other one. The lower the outside temperature, the more efficient the converter thing that's inside here is going to work between the heat and the cold coming in through the intake. So the more electricity it's going to produce. However, with this one, it does not like hot ambient temperatures. If the outside temperature is over about 90-95 degrees, this one doesn't like to work. That was my overheating issue. It overheated because the outside temperature was too hot. It could not pull in enough cool air to cool the other side of the plate to efficiently run the device. So with that, it's just kind of check your outside temperature. The colder it is, the better and more efficient this is going to work, which is why I switched to this little guy here, because this doesn't matter what the outside temperature is, I can cook on it during the really hot times. It's also the reason I've kept both of these, because this one, because it doesn't produce as much electricity, it has a wider range of temperatures it'll work in. So anyways, if it does overheat on the Camp Stove 2, the best thing you can do is let it burn itself out. The fan will kick all the way up to high. If it still continues to overheat, it will shut off completely, and then it will turn itself back on when it's cool enough to safely turn back on. I've had it overheat a few times. As you can see, my battery still maintains a full charge. That hasn't been an issue. It otherwise works just like normal. Now that we're going into winter, I'm going to be switching and using the Camp Stove 2 more than the Camp Stove 1 because the colder air definitely helps it work more efficiently. So, trying to think if there's been any other issues I've had with the camp stoves. And I don't think that there is. Backstory on my Camp Stove 2, though. The first Camp Stove 2 I had overheated no matter what I did. I could fill it halfway. It would overheat. Temperature could be in the 60s, 70s. It would overheat. There has been some issues when I talked to Biolite that of some units just overheating. There's been some, if you watch Honest Reviews channel, he had not one but two Camp Stove 2, the heat probe actually melted in his, which they said, from what he posted on his channel, was about one in every, I believe it was 1 in every 1,000 units has that issue. I could be wrong. He posted it in his video. He talked to Biolite about that issue specifically. So if you have that issue, that was a defect in the heat probe. That is another known issue. I don't know in the instructions, I'll have to look it up, if there is a heat range for the operating temperatures on the Camp Stove 2. I'm not sure if I still have my Camp Stove 1 booklets. I'm going to have to look and see. If I do, I'll update and do a part 2 to this, if I can find those, if I have them still. I don't think that I do, but I'm looking really quick to see if I have the Camp Stove 2 stuff anywhere right around me, but I don't think that I do. But if you guys follow my channel, you know that I've had a couple issues with the camp stoves over the years. I actually just found the Biolite manual. I'm just going to look really quick here and see if there is anything about the operating temperature. You know, one of the other things too is make sure you're always facing, if it's a little bit breezy out, make sure your flame is going away from this guy, because it'll start wrapping the heat around. It'll start sucking heat in here. It'll overheat. So that's another one just to watch out for too. Overfilling. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't see anything in here about temperatures. I'm just glancing over it. If I find something, I'll post it in this. I'll post it at the end of the video if I see something in here. So, but anyways, that's kind of what happens when I do impromptu videos and whatnot. But anyways, thank you to Juan, the subscriber who posted the question, because it ended up sparking today's video. I do appreciate the comments. Like I said, I responded back to him right away and decided, you know what, I'll do a troubleshooting video today on these. If you have further issues other than that, I mean, those are just the issues I've experienced. So if you have further issues than that, honestly, I'm not sure what to tell you. Other than contact Biolite. I purchased mine at REI, and I purchased both of them at REI, and they've got the best customer service I've ever experienced. Biolite does too. To be completely honest, I've had issues with a few Biolite products over the past couple years, and they've been resolved very quickly, and I was very, very happy with the service that I got from Biolite. They're absolutely awesome. I really recommend the company to purchase from them because they do care about their customers. They really do. REI as well. I had, when I took my second camp stove, because I had the option, I could either mail it back to, or the first camp stove, I'm sorry. I could mail it back to Biolite. They would check it, send me a new one. Or they go, where'd you purchase it from? And I told them I got it at REI. And they go, you know what? Just take it back there. It's a manufacturer defect. They'll take it back and give you a new one. Cool. Walked in. Absolutely no problems. I had it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 months by the time I took it back. And it was still, because it was a manufacturer defect, they replaced it right there. Even though it was out of their like 30-day warranty. I called them just to make sure they would do it, and they said, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. It's a manufacturer thing. Bring it back in. So anyways, that being said, those are two companies I really, really recommend. They're awesome. I've had such good luck with the Biolite products over the year. I've had good luck with dealing with REI over the years. So anyways, if you guys have any other issues with your Biolites, please post it in the comments below. I'll do my best to troubleshoot it for you. And just see if I can't figure something out. You can always call Biolite. Remember though, I'm in California. They're on the East Coast. They're in, I believe, New York. So got to watch your times. I will snapshot their times and post at the end of the video of when they're open with their phone number. If you guys do have any issues, you can always call them as well. I really recommend calling them because I'm in no way I don't work on this stuff. I've never even taken these apart, but I can kind of give you some ideas of what might be wrong with it. But I really recommend calling them. So, but if you have issues, I'd love to hear about them because they can be brought up to Biolite. And then when we get on to the third generation in a few years, maybe there are issues that'll be resolved. So, and we'll see. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you to my new subscribers. I got a couple more, it looks like. So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. And give me a thumbs up. Give me a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you all next time.